Good morning, dear students. In the last class of 8th standard syllabus in social science, we are having a lesson that is ancient civilizations of India, and also in that we have learned about the Rig Vedic period in the last class, and the social system, the religious system, the political and also the economical system we have studied. So let us today go to the post-Vedic period. So in that we are going to come across the same points, that is in post-Vedic period, social system, economic system, the political system and the religious system. Let us go to the depth of this post-Vedic period through some important features and some detailed notes. Dear children, now let us go to the post-Rigveda period. After Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda and Atharva Veda appeared as the continuation and contributory to it. These are named after three priests who conduct three different types of yagna. Saman, Udgatri, singer, Adhvaryu, the one who recites Yaju Sutras, and also Atharvan, Angira, that means the priest of Agni. Samaveda has taken much from the Rigveda and with few alterations of the borrowed content, it mainly consisted of the shlokas or mantras that are recited at the time of yagna. Yajurveda has two different types of text called black or Krishna and white Shukla. In the black Yajurveda, there are explanations about the way of reciting mantras and also has commentary and discussions on the same. The white Yajurveda has only mantras but no explanation. There are references to iron in these, hence we can conclude that this Veda not before 1000 BCE. Atharva Veda is similar to Rig Veda in this size and content. It has taken much from the 10th mandala of Rig Veda. It is in prose form. It has used the language of Brahmanas rather than the ancient language. The geographical details in this Veda are different. Different and the found in the Rig Veda. This shows that Aryans had moved to the east by this time. Now let us go to the social system. The four divisions of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra that are found in the last part of Rig Veda as part of Purusha Sukta, incorporating certain changes, became more strong. Brahmins used to accept gift for conducting yagnas and rituals, in owning the lands, receiving cows, offering puja, and in matters related to god. Brahmins had gained a more prominent position. Rajanya indicates the Kshatriya Varna. Those who had the political power were called Kshatriya, irrespective of their origin. Rajanyas were the soldiers trained in archery and could wage war in chariots, gained a lot of importance. The word Vaishya is found here and there. They were supposed to offer gift to others. They could have been subjected to exploitation to one's whims and fancies. They neither had the right to perform yagnas nor a right to enter the place of yagna. They were placed lower than the first two Varna and still remained as Aryans. Shudras were part of Varna system but were kept at the lower end of it, but Dasyu and Dasas were kept outside the Varna system. Slowly they were integrated to Shudra Varna. Though the Shudras were accepted as part of Varna system, they were not given any rights. They could have been thrown out or killed at any time. Shudras were not allowed to perform yagna. It was held that the sacred Guru not only should disown a Shudra, he even should not see a Shudra. Sometimes the Shudras could have come from the tribes like Dasyu, Dasa and others. Some of the early food collecting tribes like Nishada and Chandala were grouped as untouchables. Women were placed at the lowest position in the social hierarchy. Women are considered as the embodiment of lies. There is a reference to dowry in Atharva Veda. There was no proper benefit for the women's work. There was no practice of child marriage. Polygamy was prevalent among the rich and powerful. The widow could remarry. Now let us go to the economic system. By the time of post-Rigveda period, Aryans moved from Sindhu river area to Ganga river area. For this, they had to destroy the forest. With the help of fire, they burned the forest and cleared the land for agriculture. With the help of fire, they burned the forest and cleared the land for agriculture, and in the process, these tribes reached the plains of Uttar Pradesh. The scarcity of water in the Doab region of Sutlej and Yamuna made them move towards the river Ganga plain. Iron axes were used to chop off trees. There is a reference to 6 and 8 oxen driven plow in Atharva Veda. 12 oxen driven plow is referred to in Yajurveda. This proved that the usage of oxen in agriculture increased. At the stage of Aryans' life, agriculture became very important than the hunting and animal husbandry. Whoever that was not involved in agriculture and business were called as Vaitras, which meant outsider. Oxen became more important for agriculture and transport of goods. It was in this background the idea that one should not eat cows and oxen look its root and became an important issue, but this prohibition was not acceptable to all. The wealth of a person was calculated on the number of cattle that he possessed. There is a reference to metals like gold. There is a reference to metals like gold, copper, iron, lead, brass and tin in Vedas. Silver is also referred to in the Vedic text as per the archaeological evidences. There is no indication of iron mining and preparation before 1000 BCE. In the river Ganga and river Sindhu area, it is believed that the technology of converting iron to steel was first found in West Asia and then later moved towards eastern countries after 10 BCE. The knowledge of this technology in northern India before 8 BCE is very bleak. The iron art crafts that were found in Atranji Kera, that is in West Uttar Pradesh, support this observation. Now let us go to the political system. The southeast geographical edge during the final stages of Rigveda now became the central location of Aryans. This place was inhabited by Kuru, Panchala, Vasha, Ushina tribes. The present Kurukshetra was the habitat of Kuru tribe. Kosala and Videha tribes were present at the east end of Aryan settlement. That means they were living in the northeast of present Uttar Pradesh and the North Bihar area. Tribes were the major controlling of the political system. During Atharva Veda period, Angas were living in the east Bihar and the Magad tribe in central Bihar. South of the river Ganga, these tribes were considered as enemies by the sages. The Pundras, who were to the far east, and Andhras of the south were called as untouchables. These tribes were still not influenced by Aryan ways of life and language. This means that the political system of tribes continued even during the time of Atharva Veda. The arrival of Indo-Aryans to the banks of river Ganga and Trenians at the Indian border and the west Punjab due to their invasion, the Vedic tribes with superior archery and chariots won over the local tribes. Who are living on the banks of river Ganga. The usage of iron after 800 BCE has supported this victory. The improved military power of the Vedic tribe helped them to extend their geographical limit. As a result, powerful kingships emerged. A king is described in Atharva Veda as the one who rules. All is like a god in human form. As the accumulation of wealth and power increased, attempts were made in levels the king as equal to the god or the representative of the god. More references to sacrifices, taxes, and gifts occur at this stage. Many complex and wealth indicating rituals grew around the king. A coronation ceremony to mark the ascendance to the throne by the king called Rajasuya came into existence. As a symbol of king's power, Ashwamedha Yaga gained importance. Now let us go to the religious system. The religious beliefs and rituals of Rigveda continued along with changes and additions during post-Rigvedic period. Rudra and Vishnu had gained a significant positions during post-Vedic period. They became important gods along with the Vedic gods during the time when Brahmanas developed as an appendage to the Vedas. There are no direct reference to Vishnu's incarnations. It is said that by imbibing the local gods, Rudra also took over the legends and mythology of them unto himself. It was believed all things that happen in this world are the result of yagnas, and such notions were incorporated into Puranas, that is, mythological stories. In Upanishads, new concepts like karma and rebirth of the soul were created. This aided the place of a person in the caste system, which is based on birth. This became the most important philosophical base for the continuation of the caste system in this institutionalized form. So dear children, we learned today about the post-Rigveda period, the social system, economic system, political and religious system. Thank you for watching this video.